you very much, MC. Mimi naona kama ni wewe unapenda reggae hata kuliko reggae yenyewe. Halafu unaniwekelea. Our PS, Dr. Juma Mukwana, Dr. Madieka, my brother Dr. Kibore, and of course the chair of the finalists, Dr. Kennedy Kachoka, pamoja pia na Dr. Sebanzia, the SRC CEO. You can call him for today Dr. Ali Abdullahi. We have lent you that title today. Now all the vets in the room. Finalist Oye. Comrades power. Sasa hiyo ni powerless ama ni power mtu wangu? Hiyo ni powerless. Comrades power. Kwanza ile pale hivyo naona pale maybe si vets. Hebu tuseme power ya 5 years. Hawezi kuwa darasa 5 years alafu kuwe powerless hapa. Comrades power. That's better. I am very, very pleased to be here this evening. Very, very pleased. And before I give my few remarks, at dinner like this, we come to network, to enjoy, and to be happy. And the part of networking that we do in such a dinner is that you cannot network to the person you networked with for the last 5 years. You already did enough network. So I want to request, when you are eating, because I believe there is food after this, there should be no VIP table. The people in the VIP, including myself, should move to the tables of finalists so that we network the way it should be. In fact, Chairman, if we do a repeat after graduation, the graduates should also be in the front tables because this is your day. And mixing is learning. Interacting and networking is learning. And I also want to recognize our patron, Dr. Abros Kipyegon. Asante sana. So, because I'm a member of parliament, before I speak about you, I need to speak about Kiharu, where I represent. But before I speak about Kiharu, I take this singular honor to congratulate the 2026 vets from the University of Nairobi. Congratulations in advance. So Kiharu is a large constituency and it's very near Nairobi. It's 1 hour from here or from the CBD. You are in Muranga town, which is in Kiharu. And because you all came from primary schools, by the look of things, no one of you moved from the village or estate to the University of Nairobi direct. So the primary schools you went to, some of you went to the rural ones, like the ones in Kiharu. We have around 112 of them, public primary schools. And all of them are tiled, all of them. Darasa zote za msingi, za shule ya msingi, watoto wanakanyaga tiles. And so that we have many more vets and other professionals, we have also decided to impact on the soft side of education. And across all our 65-day secondary schools, covering 12,000 learners, all the day scholars in Kiharu, they pay only 500 shillings per term as school fees. And they eat in school from Monday to Saturday. And the last Friday of the month, they actually eat chapati over lunch. Na hiyo chapati si promise ama machini, hii tunapika kwa jiko. Na inafanyika. It has been there for the last many months. Now, we are here celebrating the 5 years. And it's good to celebrate because it has been a journey. For you guys, it has been more treacherous than us when you were undergrads. Because I can't compare economics and vet to be a vet. You must have done much more work than me to graduate and be called a graduate. And maybe that's why you are called a doctor and all of us masters. So you've done a very good job. But across those years in the university, I know it has not been just about academic accomplishment, because then it would lose the meaning of being in an institution of higher learning. The many experiences you went through, you have become a better human being, beyond even a better doctor. The experiences of seeing people from various regions from Kenya, people who are different from you, the experiences of being with them, the experiences of coming to Nairobi itself, for some of you, have shaped you to be a better person. And I want to actually pronounce the failure of us, all of us as leaders. We have failed the people in this hall. And in my capacity, I'll try to do my best to remedy that. Because you'll be graduating soon. All of you will be doctors, even in titles, especially after you go through the remaining process. I have friends, I was invited by the medical finalists last year. You are schoolmates, you are college mates, and I attended their dinner last year. Some of them will be going for the internship in the next few weeks to come, the ones who graduated in tech. They'll be earning approximately 200,000 shillings. You will also be proceeding for internship later on. And it is unfair that they'll be earning 6 times more than you. We have failed as a country, and this should not continue. The kind of work you do, is like a conveyor belt. Whatever we eat makes us who we are in terms of our health. And whatever we eat, you are not only the gatekeepers, but you are the people who make sure that we don't visit our medics as often. And therefore, I actually don't see a lot of distinction. It is like talking about the same chain of professionals. You deserve more. And there is no question about that. And I request my brother Ali, whatever help that you need from us in Parliament, we must remedy this situation. It is not a good situation. That the entry-level salary of a vet, entry-level salary is 70,000. That of a medical doctor is 196,000. How do we explain that even to anyone? How? Is there any explanation? So I request all of you, especially the leadership, do a petition even in Parliament. I'll be the champion of it. When it starts from you, it is easiest to be just politics. So I would request you, and especially also the board can help you, to do a petition in Parliament. And you can drop a copy in my office, and I'll work on it with the same vigor I'm working for the reduction of fuel prices. And I say this meaning, or with the benefit of knowledge, that the same profession you have here in Kenya, I was in the US the other day, and I was in the UK this year. And I can tell you that your profession is sought after in those developed economies. And since I believe Kenya is headed there, it is not our duty to say to you where the opportunities are. It is our duty to make our economy better for you here. The second point that I want to highlight, now I have moved and I want to speak as a business person, as also in terms of investments, and also your colleague in terms of, we are not too far away in terms of age. You are leaving the university and you'll be graduating soon. You never went to the University of Nairobi for 5 years to be part of the norm. The norm that as you go and get your degree as a veterinary doctor, your role is not just about opening an agrovet in your local shopping center. Our mindset must change from today. Some of you are already reserving the next building coming up in your local shopping center. You are already booking the ground floor. We must break this cycle. It is much more than that. The experience you have gained here, we can do all more than that. Our brother from the board has talked about the paraprofessionals in the same sector. They do all that in our villages, including where I come from. Your 5 years might count for more than that. And I took some time to check before I came here, because me, I love money. Maybe you love only animals. But I see, even by the choice of the hotel, I think you love money more than the animals. And in that line, I took some time to check the kind of people who have made it so greatly in terms of breaking the glass ceiling when it comes to making money out of your profession. And I found there are even billionaires, vet billionaires, creating business out of the knowledge you gained, some of them. Some are actually in that line. I saw one in America with a company worth $9.1 billion US, basically doing vet work, but of course doing much more in terms of the products you use and their production. And I see there is also an opportunity for you to also make money out of your profession. What do I mean? I studied economics in KU as for my undergrad. But just tell me, figure out what business is called economics. Which shop can I open? I say, economic enterprises. I have never seen one. We can go to the university and study mathematics. I have never seen a business called mathematics incorporation. The point I'm trying to drive home is, the reason we come to the university is to open our mind, to do even much more than we were trained to do. If we are lucky enough to do what we were trained to do, you actually already have an advantage, because you're already ahead of the people who would dwell in the same profession or in the same business. So what am I trying to say? You have versatility that you can work with. Within the same sector, there are many things you can do. And especially on the product part. The products part always gives you more money because it's scalable. As a vet, you can only handle one animal at a time, because you only have 2 hearts, 2 eyes. However much you want to scale your service, there is a limit to your scalability, because you can only handle an animal at a time. But when you deal with the products that are used, you first check in terms of how many are produced in Kenya. How many can I actually be part and parcel of the value chain? How many can I be part of in terms of their creation? You are likely to become a millionaire faster there than selling your service, because service has a great limit of scalability, but product has no limit in scalability. Whatever you produce, you sell within, you sell regionally, you sell outside completely. Meaning, there is a scale that you can accelerate. And I want you, and I request you, to tap into that. The other broad point that I want to talk about, I don't know what happened in Kenya. I don't know whether it's part of our curriculum. Maybe that is never taught directly. Maybe we run it tacitly, not explicitly. Let me repeat. I don't know who taught us this very far-reaching part of the curriculum that we all exercise. I never saw it in primary school. I never saw it in high school. I never saw it in the university. But we all, 90% of us, practice that part of curriculum without fail. That the first jobs we get, and especially if you get a job that has a salary, either in government or in the private sector, but salaried, the formal side of your engagement, that in your second month, you can't sleep without a loan. By the time you get your second salary, you actually feel you became a doctor, and you became a professional, and you became an employee. You only feel you are one, and actually one, when you take a loan. I don't know who told us these things that the teachers will be graduating with. Immediately they get a TSC number and they get the letter for TSC. They report to that school. They don't even go to the bank. The bank person takes the form to the school and you sign a loan. That some of you, even during internship, you'll be taking a loan. The first job you get, don't stare at me like this is Greek. You know yourself, and you know I'm talking to you. That you get a job as a lecturer in a college. You get a job as a teacher. You get a job in the bank. The first thing you do is to take a loan. Who taught us these things about loans? And where is the success of these loans that we take? The other day I got a friend teacher of mine. They got a job, I think, 2 years ago. Then I had been invited somewhere, I talked about this point. Then they were telling me, mbona hukuniambia hii maneno? Nikamuuliza kwa nini? Because I already took a loan. What did you buy? A plot. Where? It was some place in Kilimabogo, in Vika. So how much did you buy it? I think it was 1.2 million. So for how long will you be paying for this plot? The next 5 years. What is the interest rate? For that 5 years, the plot that would have cost 800,000, he will end up paying maybe 1.2 to 1.3 million shillings. So the next question was, the person who bought the plot 5 years ago, how much are they selling it at? It has not gone up. It is the same price I bought this year. So what does that mean? The difference between the 800,000 that was the value of the plot 5 years ago, it is still the value of the plot now. It means the interest rate you pay to the bank by signing those forms for the next 5 years. You overbought that plot by maybe 500,000. Then what is the plot for? It doesn't have a house. You'll not be living in it or on it. And you are not likely to build on it the next 10 years. So what is it for? As an investment. To do what? Capital gains. So how has been the capital gains in the plots nearing the one you bought for the last 5 years? So what am I trying to say with all these things? We come and learn about all the animals under the sun. And we get bothered by sleepless nights about exams tomorrow, and next week is exam week. level of stress is unimaginable. But no one teaches us about the money when we start earning it. Do not take a loan in your first job. Use your might the same way you used your might for the past 5 years, and it gets the same might when it comes to using your own money. Do not take a loan kabla ujue ni ya kufanya nini. Na hata ukijua ni ya kufanya nini, go the next step. Do you need that, whatever you are buying with that money? Any money you borrow that is not productive, it becomes a liability to you. You only borrow when the money is being used for productive uses, not for consumption. And these things we call investments, who told us that only a piece of land is an investment? Yes, our father and our grandfathers. Did your grandfather come to the University of Nairobi? Which year did he graduate? Isn't it you now who have come to Nairobi who should be advising our parents back at home? I think it's you who should be advising them that the asset classes of investments changed. And that is my third and last point. As you move out of the University of Nairobi, the point I talked about was about loan, but it touched about investments, which is my third point. Take some time to learn about various investment options there are. Not active. Active is the one you'll do the other things I talked about. I'm talking about passive. What do we know about where you can put in your money? There are many things. We know about plots of land. We know about buying government bonds and bills. We know about fixing money in the bank. Learn about all the others. Learn about shares. Learn about Nairobi Securities Exchange. Learn about the opportunities there. Learn about how to buy them, the processes. Learn about how to evaluate them. Right now with your phone, AI has simplified everything. Even if I just want to know the companies listed in the NSC, I'll see them. Compare them with the one listed in America, I'll see them. Compare them with the ones listed in the Johannesburg stock market, I'll see them. By the time you start touching your money, have the use for that money in terms of investments. And I can tell you this. I left KU. That's where I did my undergrad. I have businesses, active businesses. But I can confess to you as my brothers and sisters, I have made more money passively than actively. I have made more money by investing than by working for it. I'm repeating, I have made more money through investing than through an agrovet, than through getting a job, than through internship, than through all that combined now in the vet scenario. So it tells us, let us not be ignorant about the options that are there, because you benefit individually. The things I'm talking about here, I'm not talking to the group. When you get a salary, it will not come here to the dinner. It will come to your pocket. The loan you are going to take it is you to sign and pay for the next 10 years. For a loan you never needed. And then you end up then overpaying, because you'll pay whatever you are buying together with interest rate. Do some analysis about investing. And I lean more about stock markets myself, because I have seen what it can do. Evaluate the companies listed in whichever sectors and see the opportunities that you can reap from there. The very lastly, before the PS comes, this is for all of us as Kenyans. It's not now for, I'm out of, dinner nimemalizana na megoja chakula peke yake sasa. Na networking, na knowing you more. Na mimi nauliza hawa wadosi wote wako hapa. Tusikue na haraka. Tukimaliza kuongea tusiende, tukae, tukule, network. Tujibu maswali ile watu wako nayo personal. Which share can I buy? How can I become a PS? How can I become a CEO of SRC? because I think that is the real mentorship. Ama mnataka twende? Mnataka tukae? Yes, tutakaa. So kama wa Kenya, me, I just want to request this one thing. And I'll not talk about the economic issues. I'll talk about something that can end up affecting our economy itself in a gross manner. As a country, we did an experiment in Haiti. We took our Kenyans there. By the time they came, it was low-key. It was now not announced as much as it was announced when they were going, because it was a total failure. It was an experiment which we had not thought about very well as a country. So we ended up exposing the lives of the Kenyan people, and they came back without achieving much because we actually, as a country, never knew why we were setting them there. I'm requesting the government to stop experimentations, and especially when it comes to the lives of the Kenyan people. The US is a developed economy, just like all the other developed economies. They have a bigger muscle financially. They have better R&D in terms of healthcare than us. It is very imprudent for the government to expose Kenyans to Ebola in the name of money. We can't allow that as a country. Ati shida ile inashida US, ati sasa the US GDP is over 30 trillion US dollars. 30 trillion US dollars. Our economy back here at home is 20 trillion Kenya shillings. Kenya shillings. So the US is many, many more times than our GDP. And we are here accepting money, 1 billion shillings, to expose Kenyans to Ebola. The government must be careful and must retrospect and must backtrack, because we must not accept that kind of experimentation. It will be too costly for our economy. It will be too costly for our lives. It will be too costly for Kenya. Na hiyo maneno, hakuna Mkenya hata moja nimeona, other than yule anafanyia serikali kazi. Hakuna Mkenya mmoja hivi nimeona anasema leta Ebola Kenya. Hakuna hata mmoja. So kama ni public participation inafanyika, leo hapa niko na University of Nairobi vets, na mnajua all these kind of things, they emanate from animals, including Ebola. So I am here doing public participation. Na hawa finalists wamesoma miaka 5, hata wao wanasema hawataki Ebola Kenya. So kama serikali iko inatafuta public participation imefanyika by the cream de la cream of Kenya, let us stop these experiments. Let us focus on the things that matter. Let us focus on protecting the lives of the Kenyan people. Asanteni sana. May God bless you. Congratulations.